We're working more closely with Massport. I strongly encourage you to take the Silver Line, by the way, to Logan Airport. We have countdown signs now on the curbs. We'll be looking to do a pilot program with Massport starting July 1st, likely to be free fares from the curb, so that we're encouraging customers as they fly into Logan to get on a free bus, a free Silver Line bus, and get into downtown Boston. And we'll be announcing very soon electronic ticketing options on commuter rail. The long days of clicking and ticking, it's been going on since 1838 or something, maybe 1839, Rick, I think. That will begin to be seeded as well as we look to give mobile ticketing options to our customers on commuter rail, which, by the way, we're really moving beyond Charlie and saying let's leave that behind. That is such a capital-intensive project. Rather than, again, the T spending so much more money on that kind of a system, we're skipping right to what we believe the new technology will be, which is essentially your phone will become your wallet. Third, transparency. As I mentioned, we've been dogged for whatever reason or reasons about not being a transparent organization. We are turning that on its head. How are we doing it? Literally and figuratively. We've opened up the MBTA for tours. Have you heard about this? The tours. We have a wait list of 1,000 people to come in and actually see behind the scenes what we're doing. Tours of our operations control center, our transit police headquarters, and some of our maintenance facilities. As I like to say, it is not my system. It is your system. I will be here for a while. I will move on. It will still be your system. So allowing you to see what we're doing has been so important, and the T's done a great job in that regard. We obviously founded 2 years ago when I took over at the T, the Join the GM sessions, trying to get out to listen to customers in stations, not just hide from them or just be behind a podium to announce something good, but to engage our customers. And I am very, very proud of what we've done over the last 3 months talking about fare increases and service cuts. We had 30 hearings across the state. Top brass, myself, John Davis, all were out to listen to customers. 6,000 people came out to tell us what they thought about our proposals. 6,000. To give you a sense of what that means, the last time the T went through a fare hearing process 5.5 years ago, 800 people turned out. So that is what we're doing. And by the way, you haven't seen a bad big dig story in about 7 months, right? 8 months. There's a reason for that. We are much more proactive in getting information now, good and bad, about our highway system. Every Friday, we now post a basic report on the maintenance activities that we're doing all across the state, including the Central Artery Tunnel project. So folks know that we are working hard. There's this perception, it seems to me, in infrastructure, that once you build something, you can leave it alone for 25 years. And it should be shocking that we actually might be doing some maintenance in a 5 or 10-year-old tunnel. Folks, this is the reason why we're in this mess in the first place. If you are not investing on a regular basis capital monies, then we will have failing assets. So we've been very upfront about that, very open about what we're seeing with the Central Artery Tunnel project. You will continue to see us coming out very forcefully about all the things that we're doing. Lastly, running the DOT like a business. We are very much focused on, again, improving the customer experience and reducing our costs to the extent we can. The DOT has been largely focused on funding source rather than how we spend our resources. We're changing that. Our new CFO is now putting out monthly budgets to our department heads, to our division, district highway directors, and to our RMV managers. The district highway directors, which is how we split up the state, and the registry of motor vehicle branch managers don't have budgets right now, don't know what their headcount should be. It is managed in Boston, and we are pushing that out. I want my team to be managing to headcounts and budget, and we will reward those that do a good job. We will retrain or perhaps move on those that are not. We're making time and attendance improvements. We have a guy, I think it's a guy, literally a guy, who drives up and down the pike all day picking up time cards. Be a good job, huh? Just drive up and down all day and pick up time cards? I'm going to point myself to that. I think we can do better. I think there's something called Chronos or other timekeeping systems, and we'll be implementing those soon, again, to give us more accountability with what our employees are doing out there. As you know, we are aggressively pursuing one-time and recurring revenue options. What we inherited at the DOT was a turnpike authority that did a very good job of leveraging its real estate assets. So whether it's along the Rose Kennedy Greenway or some of our assets along the pike, the turnpike did a very good job. The highway department, on the other hand, doesn't know what it owns. We do not have a centralized register yet of our real estate assets or holdings because the highway group, frankly, was not incentivized to raise non-fare revenues because it would go back to the general fund. And so what we've done now is tasked our real estate group to come up with our list to put out for bid, whether it be leases or sales of surplus land. We're looking at being creative. You will see very soon a solar farm, if you will, out in western Massachusetts between our median strips. We have wide swaths of median strips. That land we own, that can't be developed, but we sure as heck can put some renewable energy pieces out there. Oregon DOT is doing this today. That's something that we're going to be seeing, as you'll see, later this fall. We've merged functions. At the T and the DOT, last year we had an IT department, each of us. Last year we had a legal department, each of us. Last year we had a civil rights and diversity department, each of us. Now we have consolidated the heads of those divisions into one organization, and we will continue to do that, find ways to do that. We're looking at right now, the T's Design and Construction Department has an office in Jamaica Plain. The Highway Group has 185 Neyland Street where they're located. We're going to bring them together. These are construction engineers, bridge engineers, and we're hoping to bring not only the best of what the T and the DOT do, but to do it together. And having them physically located, reducing our overhead and costs, and with excessive buildings, that's a good way to